to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com.
Wow, look at us.
Look at us.
Look at us. We're really doing it, aren't we?
We're really doing it. Different stewed, same old tude.
Yeah, it is.
How do you feel about that? Because I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, I can tell.
In the whole car ride.
I can tell you've been sitting on that for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe workshop
Did it seem natural?
No, not at all.
Okay,
Not at all.
good.
Definitely seems scripted.
Okay,
and
fun.
We don't need to hear that ever again, Jabes.
Different stewed, same old tude.
No. We're in Austin, Texas, kids.
We are.
We're here.
Can't
We're
believe
here.
it. We're here.
What a drive.
Welcome to us.
My God, man.
What a ride.
What a drive that was. Oof. Where do I begin on a 20-hour drive, Jabes?
I'm sure you can complain quite a bit.
Well, no. I'm actually the opposite. I'm going to tell you what I had on the drive that really lightened up my spirits, if you will.
Okay.
Really put some wood.
Daddy in the right
in my
place.
wood chipper. Yeah. I finally, after hearing about this goddamn sandwich for the last 2 years, went to Popeyes. Had the spicy chicken sandwich.
Wow.
I can't believe I'm going to say this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure in the message boards right now, people are going to torch me for it.
You think?
I think so. But I'm going to say it's better than Chick-fil-A. Yeah.
What?
It's better than Chick-fil-A.
Buddy.
Popeye's spicy chicken is better than Chick-fil-A.
Buddy.
Yeah, it is.
Why?
I'm sorry it is.
Why?
What are you talking about? Why?
I want a breakdown.
It's crispy. It is. There is a sauce that comes with it. There's pickles. Yeah. I don't have the YouTube.
Okay.
Do you have the YouTube in there? We got a new guy today.
We do. We have a new fun time.
That wasn't set on private. Is that live to the
It was public.
the people?
Hey, this is Grant.
Yeah.
You guys aren't seeing the YouTube?
There it is.
It's pushing
I just
out.
got it to pop up.
Beautiful.
I just got it to pop up.
You know what,
Yeah.
Grant? Sometimes it's us. Do you know what I mean? 9 times out of 10,
It
it's
can't
our
be,
bullshit.
It can't be, actually. There's only five people in here right now.
Yeah, but they didn't know. Did they not know?
Yeah, they knew.
All right.
They knew.
Okay.
It says, yay, it's public now. So it's coming live now to everyone.
Beautiful. Okay. So should I try my joke again?
Was it not public before?
It should have been.
It should have been.
I don't know. Everybody's starting to show up now.
Yeah, and
Definitely not tell that joke again.
Yeah, guys. Ask if. Let me know if you want to hear my little my new stewed joke. Carry on.
No.
They'll
we
let me
definitely
know.
don't.
They'll let me know.
Popeyes versus Chick-fil-A. Popeyes is the winner. The sandwich itself, crispy.
Got it.
A little spicier than Chick-fil-A.
More bread or less?
The sauce was amazing.
Like more breading or less? Do you know what I mean? Like the same amount?
Yeah, no, it's more breading.
More breading.
It's crispier.
That's what it is.
It's crisper. It's
what it
probably
is.
more fattening.
Mhm.
The sauce on that goddamn thing was delightful. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was a real shot of life.
Was it?
Yeah, on a long drive like that, mid-drive to get at one of those Popeyes, because I finally swung by one where there wasn't a line of 9,000 people deep in there.
Yeah.
Because that's been my issue the whole time. So for anybody out there who's been championing the Popeyes sandwich, I get it. And I want you to know your voices have been heard. However, every time I pulled up to one of these fucking things, there was 9,000 cars there, like I was pulling into the Rose Bowl.
Got it.
So I just kept driving by every time. I was like, because Chick-fil-A's two-car system, side by side.
Sure.
They get it locked in.
Sure.
They got it locked in. There's 2 things that Chick-fil-A does. They hate gay people, and they get a great drive-through.
They really are an efficient business. They got one little strike against them, but my gosh, if I could have every business, every transaction, literally from having a baby to getting a sandwich, run by Chick-fil-A,
Mhm.
I think I'd be good to go.
The
Do you know what I mean?
service,
My whole life would just run so much smoother.
sure. The service at Popeyes is real shit.
So there you go.
It's
You
real
need to
shitty.
factor that in.
You
Do you know what I mean?
do,
Into the taste of the
but
sandwich because
I know, and I tried to. Like I went in already hating Popeyes because there was 5 people in the
and
back.
you can't do that.
5 people in the back. Here's the deal: everybody's wearing masks every single goddamn place we go, everywhere now, and it's become mandatory, except for me, obviously, because I'm above the law. And I walk in, I'm not wearing a mask, and I see I'm the only one in the Popeyes, only one in there, dead serious.
Okay.
And I see 5 employees in the back, like through the break room door. They're all chatting with each other within 2 feet of each other with their mask pulled down all the way to their chin.
But then they're going to give you shit, right?
So the woman came out and was just like, hey, man, you got to put a mask on, And I was like, I go, oh, well, you and your 5 buddies back there weren't wearing masks. So I guess what's the difference now at this point?
Right.
Because now you're going to make my sandwich after you guys have been hanging out all day. And we're kind of samesies at this point. Like if I'm getting it from you guys. And then that shut her the fuck up real quick.
Okay.
And then they made my sandwich and I got on with my day.
Gosh, you're a dream come true.
It's not
you
that.
know what I mean? No, you're just a dream come
But
true.
don't be a hypocrite with the fucking mask. Like if you want other people to wear them, then you wear them.
Right.
Like, don't make me
That's
wear
fair.
one when I'm walking in and you're chatting back there like it's, fucking Tyler Perry's kitchen.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, dude, everybody's gathered around each other 2 feet from each other talking. It's like, bro, don't come out and tell me to wear a mask like I'm the asshole. It's like, just give me the goddamn sandwich with a side of COVID. If you want to put that COVID in a dipping cup for me, boom, boom.
Right.
I'll pop a couple dips of COVID in there. Like, I don't give a shit. And I also don't give a shit what you're doing in the back.
Yeah.
I didn't even ask about that. Then you forced me to ask you about that. What were you chatting about back there?
Yeah.
You know
you
what I'm
hadn't said anything, I wasn't going to say anything.
100%.
And that's sort of the lay of the rule of the land now,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
you don't say anything, I'm not going to say anything, and we can be fucking cool.
Yeah. Here's what I will say, too, on this drive.
Sure.
5 states, right? Stopped in all 5 for gas. And when you get out to pump your gas now, the people who aren't wearing masks, like if you're an unmasker like myself, you're giving like each other nods, like in winks of like, hey, what's up, man? Like, we're cool.
Oh, okay.
Like, if a fight broke out here at this gas station, just because you're not wearing a mask, congratulations, I'm on your side.
I'm gonna back you up.
Beat
I'm
that
gonna back
fucking
you up.
guy's ass. Yeah, just because you're not wearing a mask, and I know you're on the level.
Sure.
I know you're on my level, and we're all cool with it, right?
Gotcha.
Whereas the others who are all masked up, because like I see people wearing them in cars with the windows up. It was a 20-hour drive, and I'm like,
I've seen memes before where it said if you are wearing a mask alone by yourself in your car, don't ever come out of your house.
no,
Do you know what I mean? Even when this is over, just don't ever come out.
no.
Alone in your car, windows up.
Yep.
Mask on.
I saw endless people with
That's
masks
all.
on this drive.
That's
and,
all.
I get to Texas. There was I stopped in a grocery store. We have an Airbnb out here. We're closing on the house this afternoon after the show today. So we're super amped. Drinking Bros Fake News will be live right after this at about 2 p.m. today for everybody watching on the YouTubes. And I went into the grocery store, got some stuff for the Airbnb. Hot as shit.
Sure.
It's Texas.
Right.
100 degrees.
Hear you.
Hot.
Understood.
Goddamn hot.
Got it.
In a hot tub.
Mm-hmm.
Real warm. I've got that mask on, and they've got the doors were open because there were so many people going in and out of the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot in the grocery store. It's sweaty.
Sure.
Here's what I have seen, and I want to ask you if you've seen the same thing. When it's hot, now people are wearing masks. People are giving a fuck less about the rest of their appearance altogether. Where I saw women without bras, tank tops, just weird shorts that they would never wear, clothing that they would never wear. And I was like, man, I'm trying to figure it out. I was like, is this Texas or is this something else? Something else. And here's what it is. The mask itself covers your face. Therefore, the rest of your appearance can go out the window because nobody knows who the fuck you are.
Sure.
It's not like you're picking up people with a mask on inside a grocery store. So the rest of your life behind the mask has gone out the fucking window now, where you're just like, oh, well, I got a mask on, no big deal. No one knows who I am. I can dress like shit. I don't have to wear boxers. I can wear gray sweatpants. I can let that dick swang.
Get your little dick print.
Yeah, from side to side. Let that mushroom tip kind of kiss the front of those gray sweatpants. Because who cares, right? So now you start thinking about things that you want to do that you haven't been able to do out in public. And you're like, shit, what can I get away with? You know what? I can let my dick and balls swang, dude. No boxers, no underpants, if that's what you're still doing in daily life, because no one cares.
Right.
You can wear socks with sandals all day long. You can do whatever you want because nobody recognizes you.
Sure.
But I did tell you there was one lady who, now that you're only seeing each other's eyes and you're kind of based on that, eyes and eyebrows, you know, at this point.
Right.
And then the rest of your physique of what you appear to look like through clothes, I got a wink.
Did you?
Yeah, I got a wink with a mask on when it was just like,
fun.
hey, is this what it's like in the quarantine? Like we're...
You felt like me at Home Depot, huh?
Yeah. I felt alive again. I was like, oh, shit.
You
all
felt
right.
like me on my trip to Home Depot.
I was like, I still got it. But then I walked away and I was like, well, I got a mask on. Like, you really can't tell anything except for my eyes.
No,
I have kind eyes, though.
No, I think that she just maybe felt more... Do you know what I mean? Behind the mask, you do kind of get a weird little confidence because you're masked up.
I agree.
So it's almost like being behind, you know, Love is Blind sort of thing.
Behind
so
the
mask
candelabra.
dating, I think, is going to be the next thing, right? Because once you go take that down, completely changes your entire appearance. Yeah. Good or bad, right?
Yeah.
So I think that may have been it. You know, she got some confidence because you still got it. You know?
Yeah.
I'm sure you get it's different for me because I just get a lot of helping hands, you know?
With the mask on?
No, just in general, right?
yeah,
I just get a lot of
yeah,
people that are so helpful, right? Gosh.
Dead ass, James.
Sure.
Yeah. I get it.
But yeah, with the mask,
you too.
here's the thing. It's the opposite now with the mask. It's like they can't really, they don't get my essence, right? Because I'm more of a animated. I think you fall in love with my facial features.
Sure.
The right?
Yeah, I mean, mine was ass first, but yeah, I mean, after, you know, and then I slowly...
My mannerisms, that's what it is.
Yeah. That was probably 9th on my list when I saw you.
Yeah, that'll turn someone off,
like,
huh?
Hey.
Lots of hands and
I don't
weird faces.
Nope,
yeah.
Don't want to see that at all. But
so that's kind of where I get most of my, like, connection is with, like, a weird face or a... You know? So it's the opposite for me. I'm getting nothing. No love, no winks, you know? So I'm happy for you, though.
Yeah,
and, I might just need to go.
That felt nice. I'm gonna be honest with you. That felt nice.
I might just need to go into a Lowe's or a Home Depot and get my confidence back up real quick.
Yeah, I've got kind eyes though, and a lot of people have said that to me.
Never heard that once. I don't think anyone on the boards would agree.
No, they would. Everybody knows that I've got really kind eyes, and they can see. Look, the eyes are the windows to the soul, Jessie, and they understand what my soul is like.
Oof.
You know?
A little lovable nightmare.
It's like two butterflies masturbating.
Yep.
That's how beautiful it is inside.
Sure.
You know who doesn't have a beautiful soul, Jabes? Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Yanni.
We're going to get into it. Now.
It's the greatest story of all time.
Right. And this story has sort of been a periphery story for a while, right? Where it's sort of like, all right, first it started with Amber Heard and everyone was like, oh, for a second. But even then people weren't completely on her side, which was strange to me, right? Where it would be like such an uproar.
Right.
If everyone believed this right off the bat. That's where it started. He beats me. Then pretty quickly after that, more stuff came out about them just being
a fucking nightmare.
Kind of crazy. But that couple.
They're both crazy.
We even said this, I think.
Yes.
If you could, we would play the tape on that episode where we were just like, you know, those relationships, they're just, you're drawn to each other in a weird way, but very toxic. It always ends in like this weird ass drunken fight. Like
cuts. There's going to be cuts.
There's going to be cuts, weird bruises, whether you wanted them or not. And then fighting, baiting each other. Trying to make each other jealous for that fight and that passion, right?
Yeah.
And it's toxic, right?
Do you remember Amy Winehouse's ballerina slippers that were dirty as shit and covered in blood? And his face, Blake.
Sure.
Blake. He was shattered in blood. She was
Yes,
bleeding.
yes,
and they were
yes,
walking
yes.
down the street hand in hand after this argument that took place where they had clearly destroyed the whole goddamn house. Those are that's your example. Obviously, you have Sid and Nancy, and then you have these two fuckers.
Sure.
And if you don't know the story with Johnny Depp, he's suing Amber Heard, his ex-wife. And I'm going to use that in air quotes because that was about a year-long relationship after he was married for 20-something years to the other
like
one.
a seemingly
Normal.
perfect for him singer, model, franche.
Yes.
You know, all the
Artist,
things,
yeah.
Because I've said also about him, in the past we would talk about his love for wine and his mansion and my God, would you? And I'm like, I would not be able to handle Johnny Depp.
No.
A conversation with him for longer than 4 minutes, like a high handshake. If it went any further, weirder, deeper, anything, I would not be able to handle it.
Oh, yes.
He seems like a sincere weirdo. And I would not be able to not make fun of all of it, right? And so we would clash in that way.
I got my bandana tied around my wrist. I'm all depped up
You're
today.
very depped
for the story.
You're very
this
depped.
is so fucking crazy.
Real crazy.
That it is hard to wrap my mind around. So he's suing her for defamation.
Sure.
Now, the problem with this is, having been in numerous lawsuits over the years, I know how this works. And there's a discovery process where you have to turn over things that are relevant to your case.
Right.
In this one, when you're suing for defamation, you get access to all of the text messages.
So think about that one for a second, folks.
Yep.
Every text message, whether deleted or not, they're getting from your phone provider.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we maybe have a sponsor for that later. But so if you think about that for a second, I don't know why Johnny Depp, I guess, maybe didn't think about this, but go ahead.
So some of the text messages they used in court yesterday were between him and Paul Bettany. And I think
it's hilarious.
Hilarious. I didn't know they were friends.
I didn't know they were friends, and they call him his drug buddy, which I didn't know Paul Bettany was.
I know he was hitting the.
You
the
did?
Yay. He was riding that white horse for years.
He has kids. He's with
but
Jennifer
he's great.
Connelly. Okay.
He's able to party and function.
Handles it.
No one's ever had a problem with Paul Bettany. And to be honest, Johnny Depp behind the scenes, nobody really knew until all this shit came out. Like everybody was like, "Oh, he's just drinking wine. It's fine."
I figured. Like it's not one bit of a surprise.
It wasn't
but
public. Like I remember when Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, they had to have that emergency landing because he got fucked up on the plane, allegedly, and they had to arrest him when he got off this flight, this private jet.
That was a surprise.
Totally. Paul Bettany,
I don't know why, but it was. Yeah,
is a surprise to me. Where it's like, he's married to Jennifer Connelly. They got kids. He's British. He's
got that Marvel money, dude. Like he's
dude,
fine.
And he's a great actor.
Right.
But look, Johnny Depp's a great actor as well. I did not think they would be friends.
Yeah,
it still is. I like the Whitey Bulger movie. He was great, man.
He was great. I guess that was recent enough, but I always thought that after Pirates and the Keith Richards type of sitch that he really, or even after Hunter S. Thompson, he really lost a little bit of that. But you're right.
Maybe.
Whitey Bulger was good. He was back to his
bullshit.
His bullshit.
Yeah, he was back to his bullshit. So here's the text message exchange between Johnny Depp and Paul Bettany.
Oh Lord.
Okay. "Let's burn Amber." That's from Johnny Depp. Paul Bettany responds, "I don't think we should burn her. She's delightful company. And easy on the eye. Also, I'm not sure she's a witch. We could do a drowning first. Thoughts? P.S. I have a pool."
Gosh.
Johnny Depp responds, "Yeah, let's drown her before we burn her. I will then fuck her burnt corpse afterwards to make sure she's dead." You're having a hard time with this one, Jessie, over there. Paul Bettany's response was, "My thoughts entirely. But let's be certain."
Your thoughts entirely?
Let's be certain. You know?
Paul Bettany.
Yeah. Look, we all have those conversations with friends, right?
One of these guys is a real fucking crazy motherfucker.
But probably both.
Okay.
But these are normal conversations that most dudes have in anger about shit where you're just like, all right, cool. Not fucking.
Let's be clear, though.
not
You
fucking
said we're not
someone's dead-
talking about doing that
dead
with
corpse.
girls and shit, like fucking dead
100%.
corpses, burning them, people that you know.
About
You're not
dudes.
having this
Yes.
conversation
We're saying it about dudes. Of
about
like, man,
dudes and mostly customer service or
yes.
fucking people that fuck you over.
Exactly.
I get it.
Like
I
I
get
would
it.
fuck the customer service.
But I just want to
guy.
be clear with that.
Right.
Like this isn't.
Sure.
I know that dudes can get gross. They can get hardcore. All of this.
Yeah.
But this to me is a very weird exchange, even if you don't think anyone's gonna see it. Right? It's just between two guys.
Yeah.
A very. I mean, even the fact that these texts are as long as they are, to me, for texting with, guys or friends like in the
Sure.
neighborhood that
Sure,
I
sure,
know,
sure.
never gotten more than 2 words back.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I know
Yeah.
you maybe text with your buddies differently, but
No, I call.
this is a very.
I call people a lot, so usually it's
Yeah.
just like, hey, dude, call me. Like, I don't really give a shit. So
and
I
now
wanna-
always call, guys.
Always call.
If you're going to be talking about stuff like this, just don't have it in writing, please.
Yes. So I want to go over the highlights from day 2 of this trial. And if you haven't seen the pictures, by the way, they're all dressed up like they're going to a
A
premiere
movie
of
premiere, yeah.
at Cannes, for
Sure.
Christ's sakes. Where you're just like, whoa.
Sure. So
Um,
we're talking about the allegations so far.
Yes.
Is that what you're going through? Okay.
Allegations so far from day 2. You
Okay.
ready?
Yep.
Johnny Depp allegedly slapped Amber Heard 3 times when she mocked his Wino Forever tattoo. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, he was dating Winona Ryder back in the day. They were in love at the time, early 90s, height of both of their fame. Like, it was a magical time for Hollywood. Everybody was doing coke and everything. And I assume it was amazing. It was before my time. But he got a Winona Forever tattoo. They broke up, and he needed to cover that up. So he just got Wino
Forever. Now, here, case in point, that
Uh-huh.
him and I can never have a conversation. A, he slaps if you make a joke. So I'm slapped fucking second one, right? When I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for this first thing to come up in this way where she was like, Wino Forever?
Yeah.
Choom, choom, choom. 3
Ga-
times, let's be clear.
Gave her a little
Slapped
rap on the
3
beak.
times.
Gave her a little
That's
rap on
not
the
funny,
beak.
though. But
James.
yeah, so
Eh.
she was being sarcastic.
Just being
He
sarcastic.
was being sincere, and it's not ever going to work. Carry on.
No. Next up, it was claimed that he snorted lines and lines of cocaine when he was meant to be filming a Keith Richards documentary. Now this one, I'm going to go Team Depp on. First one, Team Heard. Second one, Team Depp. If you're filming a Keith Richards documentary, it is
You've got
necessary to do endless lines of cocaine
You have to.
to make that. And I'm sure Keith Richards was doing endless lines with him.
Yep.
He's the subject of your documentary. You were the producer of it. That goes hand in hand. I don't blame Johnny Depp for this one. I'm on Team Depp. Next up, he told the court Amber Heard would chop cocaine and rub it in her gums.
That's what I would do to get with, like,
Yeah.
if people were doing a bunch of coke and I'd like, it's like taking a shot with people that are drunk.
Doing some
so that you
gummies.
could just like get on a level because it's going to be stupid.
Doing a few gummies.
Put a little on the teeth, then you're like, I'm good. We're all good. I'm not a snitch.
Yeah.
I'm doing coke too.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
I'm not a narc. We're fine. We're
I'm
on
on
the same
Heard's
level.
side with this.
Yeah. So this one's Team Heard. Next up, Depp and Heard messaged about a book called Disco Bloodbath and joked it was like the violent night together. It was said. I don't know this book. Do you?
I don't, but basically what they're saying in this part of the allegations is that they had a kind of rough sex life, right? That they
Sure.
like did stuff to each other that was consensual, and then afterwards she's trying to act like she got beaten up. So from this part, they're trying to show
got it.
on Depp's side, they're trying to show
Okay.
like we joked about this, we like talked about what we were gonna do together, like
Mhm.
it wasn't like, hey, remember when I beat you? It was like we had a violent sex night kind of thing.
Okay.
So this is team both.
both. Yeah. they
Team
were-
toxic
If you're
relationship,
going hard
basically.
like that, like, hey, there's no.
But you never, you have to be careful because if she is a little backstabbing, whatever, like you do stuff like that, it's consensual, and then she takes a picture in the mirror of the bruise.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
no
yeah.
one's gonna believe-
no,
you know what I
No
mean?
one's ever
Like,
gonna believe the
right.
dude. She probably wanted to be choked and whatever, slapped around because that's
Sure.
a thing. So
Sure.
no, I understand that. Next up, he allegedly hit Amber Heard several times days before the exchange following a row about a
Row.
painting by her ex-partner, Tazia
Yeah, which is
Van Ree.
the girl, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so to refresh the audience in case you don't know this, she was married to a woman before Johnny Depp, and it was a female publicist.
An artist, it seems.
Yeah, and I remember they had a wedding out in Malibu, and somebody walked out into the PCH and got smoked by a car and killed. Trouble follows this girl wherever she goes, every single place.
She's one of those.
Yes.
And because she's so beautiful and put together, she probably gets away with stuff like this.
Look at her without the makeup is my only challenge to people.
I don't know. I see it in the mirror. Like she looks great. She's a good looking
She ruined
girl.
a friend of mine's relationship. I'd love to tell that story one day.
We don't get to ruin relationships without being hot. So
True.
she's hot
True.
and
I
she
get it.
looks great
I get it.
and is, like I said, put together.
And she flips.
Very beautiful.
She goes from
and so
dudes to chicks, and that's a whole thing. So
we're here for it, though.
Next
Love
up,
to see it.
Yeah. Next up, he's accused of becoming obsessed with the idea Amber Heard was still in the relationship with her, and tried to set her artwork on fire.
Sure.
Big fan of that move.
Yeah.
Because that is a drunken, crazy person move where you're just like, oh yeah, are you still in love with her? I'll set the whole goddamn painting on fire.
Oh,
I'll set the
that's
painting
a
on fire.
good one.
Thank you.
That's a really good
my
Depp.
Depp.
I've never
It's my
heard
Depp.
it.
Yeah. It's brand new.
It's
So,
really good.
Yeah. So I was like, are you still in love with her? I bet you still want to scissor her.
Right.
See, you want to go scissor her? I'll set the whole goddamn portrait on fire.
Sure.
And
Sure.
then I can totally see this one. This one is totally true to me. I bet.
Right.
Right?
I'm getting to be a little bit team Heard on there. Not that she's not crazy, but
Burning the
I
artwork.
think he made it's what we're deciding here, folks, is who is more crazy, but they're both insane.
If you had
Who's a little bit more
your
impulsive?
ex-boyfriend's artwork hanging in our house, yeah, I'd fucking burn it, dude. Like,
But wouldn't you burn it upon arrival? Like, why
Yeah,
are you
it would
burning
not
it
be in
in
the
a
house.
drunken? Do you know what I mean? Like,
here's my guess.
that's what I mean.
Great question. Here's my guess. I'm gonna go around the back door and see if there's anybody peeking in here on this one.
No, thank you.
Here's what I think. When they moved in together, she moved in all her shit.
And he was kind of like, "Whose is this?" Oh,
later,
it's Tazia.
but later on, right? Yeah,
Right.
You hang it, and it's just like, all
Got
right,
it.
cool. Probably 3 or 4 months into the relationship, it's like, oh, who did this? By the way, I really like this thing, or I hate this thing. And it's like, oh, it's my. Then say that voice again.
Oh, it's just my my ex's
Tazia.
Tazia's
Yeah.
work.
Exactly.
Or she,
Oh, it is.
or
I'll burn it to the fucking ground.
more
I'll burn it.
more probable is they were like in a fight, and she was like, and guess who did this? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But both sitches, by the way, that's probably 4 months deep into living in somebody's house before finding about that.
Can I read the next one?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Depp also allegedly held Heard's dog out the car window
Mhm.
and made jokes about putting the Yorkshire Terrier in the microwave. Now,
Guaranteed that's happened.
100% he did all of that.
Yes.
No question.
Yes.
No question.
Yeah.
Um.
I've joked about putting you in the microwave. So, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's probably that was a fun thing.
But
like
this
a
is
fun
just
Tuesday
more like
and-
everything that comes out is more just on the team of weird toxic relationship.
Yeah.
You're doing that just to piss her off.
Yep.
Then she gets pissed. Then you get to fight. Then you get to slap. Then you get to have sex. Like, you just do these things. That's my ex's artwork. Come on.
Yeah. Oh,
You know?
Oh, is that your ex?
And then we
I'll
make
let her
up,
fire.
and then we feel better, and then
I'll
it's just
set her on
like,
fire.
you know.
Next up, the actor Johnny. Johnny is accused of trashing a trailer in a jealous, drug-fueled rage when he heard Amber Heard's pal sexually touched her. Here's the thing.
How'd she hear it?
Yes.
From him. From her.
From her. She called.
We always talk about this too.
She fucking called and said,
hey.
yeah. She was like, "Oh, Brian."
Did she have to?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Did she want that fucking fire?
Goddamn right
Was
she
she
did.
bored?
Yeah.
You bet your ass.
Yeah.
We
'Cause
always
that's
talk
the
about
first
this.
surefire thing.
Sure.
Like if you came home and said, "Hey, somebody touched my ass today,"
Yeah.
I would be like, "Who?" I will beat that motherfucker's
I know.
ass.
That's
And-
why I just don't tell you.
Right. Does that happen to you?
No. See, I'm joking.
I'll
I
fucking
am
throw this
joking.
camera out the
No,
goddamn
look, I'm
window.
fucking married. I'm old. Like nobody's fucking touching asses. Like people do that. That's a young man's game.
I don't know.
Of like
Jabes.
knowing that someone's with someone and touching the ass just to like, do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Start
yeah.
some shit. I'm not in that world, unfortunately.
You want to be in that world?
Bro,
Fucking
you're
weirdo.
fucking depping me right now. Like I feel like you're gonna set the curtains on fire.
Oh, is that what you want?
Oh, do you want
Is
this?
that what
I
you
can
want?
give you that.
Yeah.
Listen, calm down, dude.
Next up, shocking new pictures shown to the court reveal Depp's chaotic lifestyle. Now, I don't think we have the capability to bring these up right now. Again, we're in the
Pictures, yeah.
we're in process of a move. But some of these pictures are like him laying on the bed, bleeding, holding himself, kind of posing like he's dead in his own coffin.
Okay.
All of these, by the way,
Sure.
all of these pictures are completely what I thought.
Right.
Yeah, this is Johnny Depp.
Right.
I don't see a problem with any of this.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he had his, dick held against a cheese grater, or like a
Mhm.
fucking gun pointed underneath his chin or anything like that. Like these are all like standard Johnny Depp pictures where I'm like, yeah, of course that fucking weirdo does this shit. So that's not shocking to me at all.
The finger and him laying down on the stretcher because his finger is cut
Yeah.
is everything.
She tried to chop off his finger.
No, some like wine glass bullshit, dude.
Yeah,
no.
off a thing. It's a
Something,
he said,
yeah.
she said. Either way,
I know, but
all
just
of these pictures that I'm seeing are 100% what I think goes on at the Depp household.
absolutely. And so I don't, it's a classic case of we do things to fucking piss each other off
Yeah.
because we're fucking bored.
Yeah.
We're rich and we're bored and we're not working right now and we're
That's what they're doing.
unhappy
Yeah.
and we're taking, so I think that's probably what the court is going to ultimately find, and they're all just going to be out a bunch of money and nothing's really going to happen from it.
It's
And
all
in
dumb.
the court of public opinion, I think we all kind of know that they're
Yeah.
both crazy, so it's sort of like there's nothing you can tell me
And
that's
the-
going to make me believe that she was just a beautiful, innocent, beaten woman. I'm sorry, but
Right.
hey.
And then the last two on here, Heard branded Depp a Jekyll and Hyde monster in an email. Totally see that happening.
Sure.
No bigs. That's Johnny Depp. You knew what you were getting into.
Right.
And, one day I'll show up with a rose and be that, what is it, June and...
Oh, Benny and June.
Benny and June.
You're not dealing with Benny and June here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're dealing with fucking
You're dealing with...
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Whitey Bulger.
Whitey Bulger.
Yeah,
A
he's-
cross between every character he's ever played.
Yeah.
Because he goes real deep into it.
Yep.
Um,
And then the last one was awesome because this is totally expected too. A recording allegedly of Johnny Depp howling as he was heard by the court, which the star compared to a mating call or an animal in pain.
sure.
Classic Depp.
I think I would expect nothing less.
No.
You know? So all of this is pretty on brand. Not so much for
It
her
is.
as what I've known, but ever since she got
No.
together with him.
From what I know about her, all of
On
this is on
brand.
brand for both of them. So here's the wildest shit about all of this whole entire trial, because he's suing her for defamation. None of this would have come out if he didn't sue her. Even if he does win, it'll be a very minimal amount of money here. This hurts Johnny Depp more than it hurts anybody else. Because let's be honest, did we know about Johnny Depp's bullshit? A little bit, but for the most
but it
part,
was like fun, weirdo
flirty.
stuff.
Yeah. If they would have just gone through a normal divorce and split up, and then he became Johnny Depp and did what Johnny
and got
Depp
back
does,
on track, like that would be great.
fucking A. I know he's still getting offers. So
Yeah.
all of
100%.
this shit, he should have just let go. Why his lawyer decided to go through this, obviously he wanted to get paid, but that's a bad decision. Why his publicist didn't say, hey man, don't fucking do this, is beyond me. All these text messages could have been hidden. And now poor Paul Bettany's out there,
He has to
married.
talk to his wife about
And he's the drug
being
buddy
called a
now.
drug buddy.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, he's good. They're good, obviously, but
Yeah.
that's gonna be a couple nights of silent treatment
Oof.
for sure.
Man,
Unless
Jennifer
Jennifer
Connelly is a
Connelly.
little older now, and it's like
Mhm.
you can tell she's probably mature.
Sure.
But back in the day, man, she was my jam. There's a movie called
Really?
Career Opportunities
Mhm.
where she doesn't look like that now.
Mhm.
She got too thin, and she got Jessica Biel.
She
That's
did.
what happened.
She got
huge
real
tits.
toothy.
Yes, she got
A little.
That's
too
what
much
happens.
Teeth.
Well,
yeah.
you lose a lot of weight, and
And it looks like a skeleton.
back in the
sure.
day, Career Opportunities. I challenge you, any dude out there, throw that movie on when she's riding the horse out front of the Walmart or whatever it is. And congratulations, that was every teenage boy's dream at that point. Doesn't look like that anymore, but she's more mature, and she's probably like, "Hey, look, we're married. We have been for years. We got kids. Zip up your bullshit. Like, I don't care if you want to
Yeah.
go do blow with Johnny Depp.
Right.
That's fine, but come home and like, I've never heard a bad word about Paul Bettany. Now he's the
Right.
drug buddy.
And I thought, I'm sure with Paul Bettany, he like wants to be friends with Johnny Depp in some way or whatever.
Who doesn't? There's a lot of people.
Exactly. And so you write the text, you engage, and I could actually picture Paul Bettany being like not feeling good about it, but doing it because he knew that Depp was like on that train with
Yeah.
her and
Yeah,
feeling
yeah.
so pissed. So he's like, let me just get a little joke in here and kind of calm down the situation with a light drowning of your wife.
Sure.
But,
Because there's famous friends in my Rolodex where it's just like, if they text and say something fucked up, like,
you can't be like, hey, bro, that's not cool.
no, dude, I'll text something super
Nerd.
fucked up back.
Yeah, you have to.
I'll
you
be
have
like,
to.
shit, where are you going today? Oh, you're going to KFC? Great. Pick me up some extra potato salad because I want to put my dick in it.
Sure.
Congratulations, that can be in court,
Yeah.
Ross Patterson said he would put his dick inside
His
the
potato-
family meal.
His
It was
potato buddy.
it was a 10-piece for the family. For a family of 4, and he said he would put his dick right in it. That was going to be the potato salad that their children were going to eat. And that's what happens, right?
Sure. So you better hope that buddy doesn't get into a fucking toxic relationship where he ends up going to court and
Yep.
now your fucking ass is,
Yeah. And
out
then
in the
it's like, all
papers.
right, sweet. Because you and I talked about this a few weeks ago, ironically, on this very show, about what happens to text messages in a
Yes.
deposition and how I always send a dick pic to somebody.
Sure.
Always. Because just in case it comes up, I want a hearty explanation for that dick pic, and I want to
Yeah.
give it to you.
Right.
I really want to give
You
it to
really want
you.
to
And everybody
explain
who
it,
knows
yeah.
me in this world knows I will blast you with a stranger's dick pic
Sure.
just in case. Just in case.
So you're liable.
Yes. So it's great. It's great.
So we're in this together.
And
Yeah.
the funniest thing is, another thing we talked about 3 weeks ago when the Crystalia thing happened,
Mhm.
Bert Kreischer went on his Twitter and just
Okay.
said, I'm deleting all my,
Yeah.
I'm deleting all my text messages. After this story came out last night, same thing. He goes, well, just deleted my text messages again.
Right.
Because these are the conversations, especially as a comedian, that I
Mhm.
have with friends that are just fucking disgusting just to do it, But again, it's all dudes where it's just like, all right, great.
Right.
Yeah. Because you and I are headed to LA next week to do the audiobook
Mhm.
for the new St. James book.
Mhm.
As the sun rises, it dawns on him. You have not read this yet,
No.
but there is a scene in there that is the darkest thing of all time. And I have a feeling you're going to say, Jesus Christ, you really took it too far and that's too dark.
Okay. And then we'll just pop that out.
No, it's staying forever because I think it's amazing. But there is things that you write for either comedic terms or shock value to certain people where you're like, hey man, we're all in good fun here.
Sure.
This Paul Bettany thing, reading his text messages, it seemed like he was joking along with Johnny Depp, and it was just like, there's a point where your buddies are crazy and you're just gonna text them back fucks up shit because it's like, why not?
Yeah. And he does say like, let's hang on a minute. She's, very
Yeah.
lovely. And
Yeah,
he kind of
yeah.
covered
His tracks.
bases for everything. Like I'm just sort of going along with Johnny Depp, clearly.
Mhm.
Um,
Now the drug buddy thing I didn't really get unless there was like a missing text at the bottom of it that just said, hey man, so after we fuck this dead corpse,
should we do
an 8-ball or
right like we did the other night? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It has to be like very showy.
What were the drugs?
Right. Yeah.
That's what I wanted to see. Of like, oh man, you remember that night we did a speedball together, and I had to fucking give you an
Yeah.
EpiPen to get back to life?
Yeah.
Like to come back to life? That would have been awesome. Where it's just like, oh shit, man, you know?
Yeah.
Because the stories that I have heard about Johnny Depp are legendary. Like Brad Pitt told one to like GQ magazine like years ago. And it was just like, yeah, man, I got a call from Johnny Depp, and you know he owns a winery, his own winery on a property in
Sure.
France. It's for sale now. This whole fucking
The
mega
whole estate.
yeah, it's like I wanna say
It has
it's
like a
$38 million.
restaurant on the
A restaurant, a
property,
winery, all this
yeah.
shit, and it's infamous. Like when you go over there, you're drinking until the fucking sun comes up.
Sure.
Brad Pitt's like, that's the most fucked up I ever got, like at Johnny Depp's house.
From
And he
just
goes,
wine.
he goes, I think we finished like 8 bottles of wine, and you know.
That's the only thing that it's like, my dude, but like I
Yeah.
can't have the conversations
yeah.
that go along with it.
No.
But gosh, when he would go back into the cellar and grab like a vintage 1940, you know what I mean?
If you're
just
not
like,
doing like if Johnny Depp's not doing blow and he's just drinking wine, I
You
think
fall
it's fine.
asleep.
I think it's fine, yeah. But probably they were, you know, crushing up an 8-ball, and that's where shit got wild. Where it was just like, all right, the conversation's just probably veered off into the, you know,
into the sunset.
yeah. And there's no way out of those.
There's no way out of that. I watched Something Without You.
You did.
David Foster, off the record.
Is David Foster is
He's like the writer for every.
he's married to Catherine McPhee now, right? Yes.
Now.
Yes. I watched that.
His fifth one. You did.
I've seen it, yeah.
Okay, so to me,
You know I don't miss a music doc.
right.
Come
The
on.
only thing about this, and I will say, I guess it's a trend because Garth Brooks was the same way.
Mhm.
It's a trend that Netflix is doing where they let you be in charge of the love letter to yourself.
Yes.
That is a documentary.
Michelle Obama's
in
was like that as well.
which-
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Michelle Obama's. Hillary was on Hulu,
Hulu,
correct?
yeah,
And
yeah.
it was still nothing really bad about her.
Mhm.
So, but she was definitely in charge.
Yeah.
So it's basically a commercial for yourself.
So-
There was one section I remember, you probably
Yeah.
remember if you saw it, where he's talking to Michael Bublé before he does his sit down interview
Mhm.
about David Foster.
Yeah.
He's saying like, don't say anything, blah, blah, blah. And then he sits and watches the person that they literally work together
Yeah.
talk about him.
So,
To me, that's not a documentary.
not.
That is not what it's supposed to be.
but I can
So
tell
I
you
don't love this way.
I can tell you what it is.
I don't like this.
I can tell you what it is. When you're this rich and you don't need the money of a documentary, if you're going to do one, when you go into these pitch meetings, you can say, I want creative control of the edit. And that is what it is.
Okay,
So-
but we can't. I mean,
I
this cannot
understand it.
be a trend. There's no twist. There's no
It is if you're rich enough.
anything.
But
There
here-
is no way that people don't have shitty things to say about David Foster.
Oh, they
Please.
fucking do. He's a dirtbag.
I want to hear that shit, and
Yeah.
everybody wants to hear that.
Let's talk about he's 67 and he married a 27-year-old. Like,
Married a 27-year-old.
Yeah.
He's been married 5 times. He has 10 kids
Yep.
with that are not related. None
no,
of them.
Nope. Loves to spread that seed around.
And they all even are like, he was a great dad. He was never there, but I think
because they're getting money every single month through a trust fund, and that's it.
Okay, and the Garth Brooks was the same way. What's the next one of like just somebody being able to make a love letter to themselves? It's fucking crazy. Can't believe I'm watching these.
It depends on who the people are. I think that's why like murder docs, like Making a Murderer or The Jinx and things like that, are more successful because it's real. There's twists to it. You don't really know what's going to happen. Tiger King is the perfect example where it's like you don't know these people.
No.
And then
and he didn't
you
have
can-
control
you
over
can-
it. You better believe.
exactly. So you can be as shitty as you want to these people in these documentaries if you're producing it because you're trying to get the best doc. Now with these other ones like Michelle Obama, like her book did gangbuster sales, #1 memoir of all time. That documentary just disappeared because it was just this PBS love letter to how great she is and there was no problems and blah, 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 right?
To me,
There's
that's
got to
just
be
not-
conflict. And
Yeah.
over the docs that we've seen recently, and you and I watch a lot of them,
Mhm.
Lance Armstrong was great. There was conflict. There was a lot of
great.
fucked up shit.
He clearly
Didn't
did
have any
not
control.
have creative control.
Yeah. And those are the best ones.
The
but
best.
these other people,
It's the only way. You can't
Yeah.
have somebody be in charge of their own narrative and call the people they want to call and sit there and watch it. That's not a documentary to me.
No.
That's a commercial that you made for yourself. And I hate that they're doing this because Netflix is the best documentary-wise. The other one I did watch was Mucho, Mucho Amor.
So that's very, very, very love? Or a lot of
love.
Okay, great. Yeah, didn't want to watch anything to do with that or know what it is.
It's about this...
It sounds like an off-the-menu item at Taco Bell.
It was a great documentary. It was like back to...
What was it about?
It was about this Mercado guy in Puerto Rico that was like this.
Real quick for the audience, Mercado means market. We're not only informing, but we're teaching today. Go ahead.
That was his last name. Mucho, mucho amor.
Super Mercado.
Yes.
Yeah.
Walter Mercado.
Okay. Walter.
Walter.
It's a weird white name to go with Mercado.
Puerto Rico. He looks kind of white.
Okay.
He's like that kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
And I guess he was this psychic, like tarot reader type guy that was on TV all the time, whatever. He was very flamboyant all over the place.
Shit, does he know we're talking about him now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's dead. So
he's in the room though.
Spoiler alert. Anyways, I won't say too much more about it.
Too late.
It was really interesting. It was back to the Netflix documentary where they talk to other people that didn't like him. They talk about him, getting into bad business deals and signing contracts he shouldn't have signed and like all of this.
Yeah.
That's what a life is. Like there's no way that I saw David Foster's life in a real way.
No.
I saw how he saw himself.
Yeah.
And how he wanted other people to talk about him.
By the way, he sees himself as a genius, which he probably is. But he doesn't give a fuck. He's wearing jeans and, yeah, it's David Foster.
He's a poon hound. He's a dirtbag.
Now he's married to Catherine McPhee. You want to talk about daddy issues with that one. She was married before that guy.
To an older guy.
To another old man. It was just like, man, did your father leave it too? Did he put you in a wicker basket and leave you on a porch? Because the only people you're dating and marrying are like 65 years old.
Right.
Super strange. Maybe her grandfather died in some weird way.
Right.
Because that's a grandfather age,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not even like a daddy stitch at that age.
Yeah, she's the same age as his daughters. Like even younger daughters.
Yeah.
He has older daughters that are older than
Right
her.
now they're probably sending each other emojis and Snapchats and shit, and he's fucking, still using the brick Zach Morris phone to talk to people.
Right.
Because he's old as shit. But good for him. If he's able to pull that.
He looks good.
Role.
I mean, he looks better now than he did back in the day.
I
He's
agree.
doing the daddy thing.
Yeah.
He's rocking it.
Yeah.
He's walking around like he's a genius and
probably
got
taking
crazy
that Roman.
ass, crazy eyes, fucking Celine Dion to talk about him.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's missing.
Is there any more genius than David Foster? No. And she's like, oh, dramatic.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus. Well, you guys are good. Have fun with this fucking.
There's another child bride, Celine Dion. Remember her old ass husband, Renee?
Renee?
Yeah. That was creepy. He could have adopted her. So, I don't know. Schools are shutting down, James, which I'm not fucking amped about. You know, James.
I do know.
This is the end. Ivy League out. They are out of sports for the entire fall. Stanford killed 11 sports permanently. As of next year, they're going to keep these coaches around and keep them on scholarship and let them finish out this year. Ohio State, my beloved Ohio State Buckeyes, pulled their team off the field yesterday. 7 teams off the field yesterday. And they said, we're going to take a week off here and reevaluate and see what happens. The rumor is there was COVID testing. The numbers came back and they must have been
insane because they did not disclose.
No, and I wouldn't either at this point.
No, I mean, you did what they did what they had to do, whatever.
Look, man, I've said this before, and everybody was hitting me up with Rostradamus messages and all that shit. Like, I just saw the writing on the wall, and I'm pissed about it, obviously, but I'm angry about it for multiple reasons other than just football. I'm angry about it because football pays for all of these sports at all of these colleges. It pays for half the goddamn college itself.
Mm-hmm.
And if a school like Stanford cannot hold on without football, and they've got to eliminate 11 varsity sports, like sports they eliminated were like rowing, softball, soccer, like big ones, wrestling, where it's like, shit, man. I think about all the kids that work their ass off for a scholarship, hoping to go to a Stanford, hoping to go to all these other schools. If these athletics are cut, there goes those scholarships. It's just really fucking sad, and I think it's a precursor for the rest of the country, because if this can happen at Stanford, it can happen at your college, wherever you went to school, and they're going to start shutting programs down. You're going to lose a lot of money, and then your kids are expected to go to school online in the fall and pay full tuition. Now, Harvard got popped for this, and we talked about this last week. They shut down for the fall and said it's all online. So did Princeton. Harvard's charging full price, $50,000 to go online. Princeton is giving a 10% discount. This is going to fuck over everyone, and I have a feeling at the end of this is going to get real, real messy. I think a lot of these small schools that you know and love, their programs could be nuked, and then the colleges itself. Some of these colleges will go bankrupt because of this when you're not able to do it. Now, I know Trump and those guys have gotten on and said, look, we need to go back to school and go back to class. It is not just to say it of like, hey, we needed everybody to go back to class, which I believe as well, because this 1 hour online bullshit is not an education. It's not. But it is also economically to keep these schools alive in every capacity, and down to high school. I mean, we're in Texas right now. You know how much money these high school stadiums bring in, or high school football here? I mean, it's Friday Night Lights down here, man.
Oh,
and
yeah.
if you start pulling that, that is going to pull a lot from other places that this money is going to regarding education, and the entire economy is going to fucking collapse, man. There's no way you can withstand this through January if this is what ends up happening. And sadly, I have a feeling that's what's going to happen, because this is what happened last time. Right when March Madness was happening, they started pulling schools just a little bit, like 3 or 4 this week, 3 or 4 this week. And then 2 weeks later, everything was gone. All of NCAA was locked down, and that was it. And the one thing that all of these colleges cannot survive is no college football, because that is paying for everything. And it makes me sad, man. I don't blame politicians, and as much as I bitch to the top about wearing the mask and all that shit, like I don't blame the governors. I don't blame the Democrat, Republican, the president, anybody else for all of this shit that is happening. It is a guess at this point. We have a fucking disease that came from a foreign country that is communist. We have no idea what it really is, when it really started, who it really came from. And now it is spread around the world, and everybody is trying to make guesses on how to get better. Everybody's bitching at each other for either wearing mask or not wearing mask, or what's the right thing to do and going back to school and everything else. I don't have any answers, and therefore I don't think anybody else does. And I don't think it is unfair to place the blame on anyone. Look, I hate my fucking dickhead governor, Roy Cooper. I've said that a million times. Obviously, he's no longer my governor, but I hate him. But what he's doing is probably his best guess for that state and what is going on and the information that he's receiving. Trump, what he's doing is the best guess for the information he's receiving for the economy and everything else, so these businesses don't shut down. One of my best friends from Columbus, Ohio, was on the news last night. He owns, Corso. He owns 11 nightclubs in New York, and bars and restaurants and everything. And he goes, if this does not open up by the fall, I will be bankrupt. All of these places will be gone. We're getting to the edge now where we can't afford it anymore. So we got to either take a shot or not, but all of these are getting wiped out. The reason why I bring him up, it's a college town. So if you don't have college football and everything else going on around that, and tourism and everything else, you're fucked as a whole. So it's sad, man. And they have no answers. Nobody's got any answers. All I know is I just don't feel like wearing a mask, and I don't really fucking care about, like I have to live my life, and I think other people have to make that decision as well. And whatever you choose, I'm not going to look at you sideways either way. Now, the people with the fucking face shields that go all the way down, those gigantic plastic face shields, like they're about to go weld,
Yeah.
you know, the back end of a truck together. Those people I judge. I judge them really harshly.
Look,
I can't do a gigantic face shield like that out in public.
right. I mean, yeah.
Can't do it. Can't do it, Jabes.
Sure.
But I can tell you what is COVID free. Ghostbed.com/drinking bros. All of their mattresses, Jabes, have no COVID. COVID free.
Guarantee. And they give you
Guarantee on the box.
guarantees on that.
Yeah. It's in Chinese, the writing on the box, but it's a guarantee. I'm kidding.
It's a guarantee if you want
It's
guarantees.
an American-made company. America, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Ghostbed.com/drinking bros, Jabes, is where you got to get on it. The deals they're having right now, I believe their 4th of July sale is still going on, 30% off of bundle packages. We're about to get a bundle package as well. I got to call Rich tomorrow, and so we're about to close on the new house this afternoon. Got to get some beds in there.
Yes.
Because we never got the Lux ones.
No, the Lux is the jam. It's the cooling mattress.
Yes, and here's why.
Just
by the way,
do it. Just spring for it.
Yeah, and by the way, they have a 36-month pay-as-you-go program. No
Yeah.
interest there at ghostbed.com/drinking bros. And the reason why we didn't get it is when the company started that they didn't have that.
Right.
So we got the Classicos. And the Classicos were so nice. I was
they're
like, why do I
fucking
need
great.
I was like, why do I need to replace this mattress? Like, I'm sleeping like a little baby on Quaaludes.
Right.
So why do I need one? And then some of the listeners are like, dude, we got the Lux, and it's the greatest goddamn thing ever. And I was like, oh shit, I got to Lux up. Got to Lux up.
Have to.
Get that cooling mattress at ghostbed.com/drinking bros. And if you get a mattress, you get 2 free pillows right now as well. Next up, James, we got StrikeForceEnergy.com.
Boom, 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 boom. Shaploinkers.
Strike Force Energy has got 4 amazing flavors. Look, kids, you know I'm on it, baby. You know I'm on it, baby.
We know.
Everybody knows.
Everyone knows.
No carbs, no sugars, no gluten. What are you looking at? What are you staring at, girlfriend? Give me those sweet peepers over here. StrikeForceEnergy. No?
So condescending.
It is and it isn't. You know, just
It
a
is and
reminder
it is.
to keep your.
It is and it is.
StrikeForceEnergy.com gets the I would say it's the best energy drink on the planet, right?
Absolutely.
Lasts longer than 5 hours.
Yes.
Yes. Clean. Goddamn right. That's a nice word for it. I've never heard the word clean.
It's just clean energy. You're not going to get really jittery. You're not
No.
going to crash. It's just going to give you a little pep in your step
Goddamn
for as
right.
long as you need it to.
10-pack, 40-pack, 750 milliliter
actually,
bottle. Go get it. Boom, boom.
Boom, boom. We actually were handing them out at 4th of July because when you drink,
Yes.
start drinking at 12.
Yep.
When it gets to be around 5,
You got to kick it up a
4 or
notch.
5, you've got to get that pep back in your step, take you on into the E.
Yeah. Go to StrikeForceEnergy.com today. They ship everywhere in the entire world. Huge fan of them. Use the promo code Revolution for 20% off. Look, I've been on this train. I have a subscription. I've had it for 4 years. Last but not least, James, Keeps.com/revolution. Look at that. Keeps the hair you got. It does. And I've been using it ever since. I got a fucking mane. I'm wearing the Cowboys hat today because we're in Tejas.
Yeah.
For the people, I want to feel like I fit in, even though I'm a Falcons fan.
Sure.
And I'm a fucking poser today. So it's covering my beautiful locks. But the salad's been intact, man. I'm on the Keeps.com train. I'm going to try it through the end of the year. Look.
It can't hurt.
Can't hurt. Keep the hair you got.
If you
see what happens.
Yeah.
If you start going bald, throw it away. Go to Keeps.com/revolution and you get a free 30-day trial on that shit. I'm not even asking you to buy anything. Just try it out. I'm going to give it a go till the end of the year. Keeps.com/revolution. If you're losing your hair, start using it now, dude, before that shit is gone, son. And if you're going bald, marry up real quick. You're at the end of the musical chairs, and you got to grab that chair. You'll be sitting on the floor. My man, I'm telling you. It's the best advice I can give to anybody out there.
Fun.
Yeah. I get some bald friends who are still like in their,
Working it?
No, they're not working it. And that's the sad part. It's like I see him out and it's just like, oh, hey. And I'm like, yo, dude, you look like you're 100 and that girl's now out of your league. Like you should have married should have settled down 10 years ago, bro. You knew what was going to happen there.
Sure.
Everybody's in denial about it. Where it's just like, no, realize if your hair's going, fucking.
And by the way, if you are in denial, Keeps will help you with that.
Yes.
Because then you can like keep whatever you think is working right now.
Goddamn rights.
And
Goddamn
so,
rights.
hey.
I want to talk about Hamilton. This is the Hamilton, the big thing. Oh, Hamilton. If I see one more fucking commercial for Hamilton, you would think he's running for president.
Well, they really dropped a lot of money on that, so they need to get
$75 million.
Need to get the word out.
So I felt, I don't want to say guilty, but I did. I felt guilty that I didn't want to see it as much as everybody else. I did. I had FOMO
even in
on
the
this.
theater and everything, you had no desire. I didn't.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
And then you get jammed with these commercials, and then everybody's like, "Oh my god,
like,
Hamilton!"
oh my gosh.
Everybody was talking about Hamilton, so great. Oh, fucking Hamilton! Did you watch Hamilton last night? Fucking Hamilton,
Right.
It's like
Sure.
double dicks between Burr and Hamilton, and you're just like, "All right, great. I'll flip it on." Right.
Mhm.
You have secretly ordered every single app on the planet, and we own it, so I know it's there.
So you're welcome.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Pop that open real quick. Watched 15 minutes of Hamilton, and then I was all done with that.
Yeah, and it's not. I want to say for myself, it's not that it was bad. Like it is.
A play.
It's a play. It's a musical.
Mhm.
Heavy musical.
Yeah.
And as far as musicals go, and if you're in the theater on, Broadway and all of
Yeah.
this, I'm sure it was a great musical and the night was amazing.
Yeah.
Right? A little
Yeah.
wine at the intermission.
Yeah.
Alexander
Hamilton.
To me, just to watch it on TV.
I'm watching
took away so
play.
much.
It's recorded, yeah.
That I think it's more for people that have seen the play before.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you haven't been there in the theater before, I'm not sure what this is going to do for you.
I don't either.
If you went and you want that nostalgic feeling, beautiful.
Because
Not sure if it's 75 million, but
no. And the thing about Broadway plays is, because we love going to Broadway plays, right? But the beauty and the magic of Broadway is being there.
the whole thing.
And you can see the depth and the lighting and everything else. So
Looking
with this,
at the theater, oh, do you know how old this theater is?
yes, and like when you see Hamilton, right? Clearly there was a lot of depth to that stage, and there was all kinds of shit going on or whatever.
Oh,
so
and the
when you're
lighting
in the
and
audience,
people all over.
yeah,
and-
when you're in the audience and you're watching that, you feel like you're part of a world, right?
Yeah.
Whereas when you're watching it on TV, it's flat.
Yeah.
No matter how many camera angles you use, you'll never know what that depth was or where these people are coming from and all this other shit. And it's like, and then usually you're sitting below them. So you're sitting looking up at the stage, not above it. So this was shot above it where you're like,
yeah, it's a different.
it was flat. So I felt like I was watching a PBS like special where it was just like, hey, kids, you
Yeah.
want to learn about Alexander Hamilton?
Yeah.
Congratulations. Here's this play that was put on by the Fifth Street Choir or whatever it is. And then the Lin-Manuel Miranda thing. I've never really enjoyed him or his whole shit.
He seems like a great guy. I
I'm
have to
sure
say
he
that.
is.
No,
and
I know.
I know. I just don't like him as an actor. And
Sure, and you don't like the play, and
I
that's
don't like all of it.
completely fine to say, right?
I guess. Is it? Like, now I feel like an asshole. Like,
I'd be interested to see a real, focus group, whatever,
Mhm.
real reviews of Hamilton the play if you've never seen it
Yeah.
in person before.
Yeah.
And that was your first even introduction to it. I'd be interested to see how people really feel about it.
Mm-hmm. Alexander
And it's one of those
Hamilton.
things that you're right.
Hamilton.
You
Yeah.
can't go against. Like if you say you don't like Hamilton,
Yeah.
it's like saying you fucking killed somebody
Yeah.
before.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
are you cool with killing? Like,
So I saw a bunch of Facebook posts from like friends and shit who were just like, "Oh my God, Hamilton! What a vision! What an experience!
but
What an."
I think they've seen it. And the friends that
don't
I
know,
have that
man.
have actually gone to it, I go, fuck yeah, I bet it was awesome. I bet your New York evening was
Yeah.
probably amazing, dude. You went to dinner somewhere, you went to see Hamilton,
Yeah.
had a little drink before,
Maybe did a little
caught up
sniff.
in the magic.
Yeah, took a couple pills.
You know what I
whatever, man.
mean?
But couldn't get into it. Turned off after 15 minutes.
We did. We
I was all
don't love
done with that
musicals, though.
bullshit.
We have to admit that. So
Yeah.
we're just not the audience. I mean,
Nah. Either way, man.
conversely, though, the Elton John doc, full on musical, loved.
Great.
Um,
Goodbye.
I don't know. I don't know.
Brooks Brothers went bankrupt today, Jabes.
Cool.
You're probably wondering why I want to bring this up.
Yeah.
Right? As a young man growing up, you got your suit from Brooks Brothers, and it was like a big deal of like, yeah, you did.
And Men's Warehouse was like underneath that.
You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Is that like
it's
lower
beneath
budge?
Yes,
oh,
dude.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Brooks Brothers is a nice mid-level, like, hey, man, you're not getting, a Tom Ford suit, but you're not getting a Men's Warehouse suit. Like, you're getting a Brooks Brothers suit, and you're like, all right, cool, man. I feel like an adult, or I'm going to an adult function at 13 years old.
Right.
You know? And so you go to Brooks Brothers, and you're like, all right, great. So when I saw that went bankrupt, I was like, shit.
Right.
Because now what? What are we going to do? Start ordering suits to our houses? Those aren't going to fit. For any dude out there, same with women, I would imagine, in dresses, right? When you're trying to get a suit for like a formal event, it's the fit. And it's the tailoring and all this shit. So now what, dude? I'm just going to order 80 different options to my house and then have the delivery guy from Amazon take 79 back so I can pick the one suit that fucking fits me properly? I
mean, that's what we do as girls. So we have a couple different services. Rent the Runway is one of them. And you pick out, I mean, they're name brand, but you pick out maybe 4 or 5 different sizes. You get a free size up and down so that you can like try it on. It comes and then you send back the rest. I know there is actual subscription boxes that you guys can do for stuff like that, but
there is.
You need it. I think the main thing is like you get the suit and then you go to a tailor, right? So it's like whatever you end up doing from here forward.
Tailing, yeah.
I love a Hugo Boss. Don't you have a Hugo Boss?
I do. I got a couple of Hugo Boss suits.
Do you get those at Brooks Brothers?
No.
Okay.
No. You got to go to a Hugo Boss store.
Oh.
So
you'll be fine.
I'll be fine. There's a difference though, man. Like for us with our son, right? When he turns 12 or 13, he's got to go to like a middle school dance or something, right? I wouldn't take him to Hugo Boss. It's stupid to buy a child a suit of that expense.
No.
To me, you should get a Hugo Boss suit when you're 23, where it's just like, hey, man, that's going to last for another 10 years. You're probably not going to get fat until your 30s. And then, it's a good 10-year suit, right? Whereas for a child, they're going to outgrow it in a year. So it's like, go to Brooks Brothers, have the experience.
Got it.
But you roll into Men's Warehouse, they're just taking out a pair of orange scissors and cutting out the back of that, sewing it up. You're gonna
right there
like
on
the way
you.
Look, I guarantee it. Yep, just right there on you.
Oh,
Hey, you can wear it outside the store, and you look like your local weatherman who makes $18K a year, and is just picking suits off the rack, and that's what it is. So that makes my heart sad, but this is gonna happen a lot, man. If we go through another shutdown, fuck me, everything you know and love will be gone.
Right.
Gone. Lastly, I want to talk about the Seattle protester who was killed by a car. I showed you that video.
Right. So
it's a crazy video.
Help me understand real quick though. Was this person just getting on the freeway and didn't see? Or did it look like?
So he got charged with murder, and it was ironically a black guy who was driving who killed a white woman during a Black Lives Matter protest on the freeway.
Yeah.
Now, us being from Los Angeles, or me having lived there, you being from there, these protests have been happening on freeways for a while now, right? Where people get out in the middle of the freeway and try to stop traffic, especially on the 10.
I just didn't know they would be by an on-ramp.
How do they get on? How do the people get on?
I don't know. I guess
makes perfect sense, right?
Thought about that.
Yeah, they got to walk down somewhere.
Yeah.
So they're right by an on-ramp. This girl had put up a message right before leaving on her Facebook or whatever. Just said, "I'm going to the protest tonight. I'm nervous but excited." And it was just like, it was 1:30 in the morning, and she was killed. I mean, it was a violent hit by a car. I've seen some violent hits like that in LA a lot over these protesters, and typically nothing happens. I don't know how you're going to charge this guy with murder. To me, if people are protesting in the street, because a lot of times, if your car is stopped, they're going to smash the shit out of it. Most recently, 2 weeks ago, there was a woman driving down the freeway, had her baby in a car seat in the back of the car. Protesters stopped the car, and they bashed out the back window. Finally, 2 people were like, stop, there's a baby in the back of the car. This woman didn't know what to do and just finally gunned it through these people and got out of there.
I would have done that and more.
Same. So if you're
if
out,
my kid's in the back seat, you better fucking watch out.
100%. I'm fucking
I'm killing motherfuckers.
Oh, dude, I'm hitting
But
the gas and not
yeah,
stopping,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I'll deal with the repercussions
Sure.
later. With this, I don't know how he's going to get charged for people going out into the middle of a fucking freeway at night. It's 1:30 in the morning. They're all
Yeah.
wearing black. You can't see them anyways. Now, granted, she's white, but like, whatever, man. Like, I looked at it and it was like, it's hard to see. One. Two, let's say they do stop your car, right? There's no telling if they're going to try to rip you out of the car, bash your fucking windows in. Like, you've no idea. It's 1:30 in the morning. Like, I say you've got to gun it and keep going.
Yeah, but it looked like this person was getting on the on-ramp and didn't see.
I don't know. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it didn't look like
And
that's what it looked like. But again, all of it's going to come out. But like, it kind of looked like I'm getting on the freeway. Oh, shit.
Yeah. And it's
people
in,
standing
here's the
on
thing. It's in Seattle. So like Seattle's fucked as a city anyways. So it doesn't surprise me that they charged him where it's like, hey man, it's fucking Seattle where Chaz existed.
Right.
So if you have Chaz, right, then apparently it's fine just to protest, shut down the freeway and like, oh, hey, just let everybody bash in your windows and whatever the fuck happens to you because it's Seattle. We don't give a shit. There was a guy named, do you know who Tim Pool is?
Yeah.
So Tim Pool had a post about this. I mean, immediately after it happened.
They're saying the guy tried to avoid protesters, but
They're saying he tried to.
yeah,
And it's pitch black. You know, what are you going to say to this? In my opinion, but Tim Pool, this guy, he posted this thing, and like I don't mean to laugh, but it was directly after this happened. He was like, you know, instead of saying that this guy was a murderer and killed these people, I think what we should be teaching our children is a lesson that, you know, if you go out into a freeway at night at 1:30 in the morning wearing all black, there is a good chance that you're going to get hit by a car. And he goes, I think that's the lesson here. And he took a lot of heat from that, obviously.
I'm sure.
But that's the first thing I thought of too, of like, you want to go out into the middle of a freeway wearing all black at 1:30 in the morning? What do you think's going to happen?
Yeah.
I don't understand, like, what other outcome did you think would happen of like, oh, hey, we're so strong that we can stop a 2,000-pound vehicle? What? This is the same way I feel when I see bicyclists. Where I'm like, oh, you want that segment of the road? Cool, man. This fucking 3,000-pound pickup truck that I have will literally drive right over your tiny little body in 2 seconds if I wanted to. Just a little flick of the wrist.
We know you hate bikes.
I understand that. And that's the thing. So I look at it from that perspective as well of like, man, did you really think that you were going to go out in the middle of a freeway and nothing was going to happen? What's the first thing your mom and dad tell you as a kid? Hey, don't walk out into the freeway.
Right.
So this guy being charged with murder, like,
well, I think it'll be, you know, negligent homicide or something like this, but
yeah, but you know how this works. He'll be in jail for what,
right.
a year and a half until this goes to trial. And then, you know, this will cock tease down to something else. That guy's life is ruined. That girl's life is obviously, in her family and all that shit is ruined because you decided to protest at night wearing all black on a freeway. Like, fuck, man. You don't win in this one.
No.
I think that should be a protesting rule of like, hey, man, avoid freeways altogether, night or the daytime.
Right.
Because you're up against 2,000-pound cars. You know, if everybody was driving smart cars, maybe that's what they thought. Oh, hey, it's Seattle. Everybody's got a smart car. Maybe this will make a little dent, but not that much. But
Sure.
Homeboy was rolling in, you know, hot.
Right.
And that's what happens. It's sad, but I don't know another outcome to that. I wouldn't let anybody stop my fucking car. There's no way.
Yeah, no.
I watched that Rodney King doc. The biggest mistake those people made was stopping at the light. Don't do it. If there's that many people around you in the streets, keep fucking driving, dude.
Go,
yeah.
like,
The two people that got pulled out of their cars and kicked the shit out of in that Rodney King riot was that Asian man with the suit on.
Yeah.
And then obviously Reginald Denny. They stopped the fucking cars at the lights. Hey, bro, keep it moving. Whatever happens, man. They shouldn't be out in the middle of the fucking road.
Right.
So if you were watching that and I'm that dude, I don't blame that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to. Yeah.
Familiarize yourself with that a little bit.
What?
I don't.
With what?
Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, more needs to come out. Like, I just need to know if he was trying to avoid them, if he was just getting on the freeway. Like, you can't really tell from the video, so it's gonna have to come out after.
A freeway's a freeway.
Yeah.
So,
but I've missed the Nooner crew.
Nooner crew.
I've
we're here.
missed you guys.
We're in Austin.
What up?
Who was first in the room? Was it Ruben?
It was either Ruben or Nico. I'm sure you guys can tell us more.
Yeah.
But we got Jacob Nickel,
Hell yeah.
Tyler Swank,
Craig, Craigers,
Rihanna.
Everybody's here. Big Dick Danoff.
Everybody's here. Danoff, I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah,
the Hawk.
he's been in here.
Moose Cholak.
Blake Lobb says R.I.P. Sky King. I'm wearing a Sky King shirt today.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we love you guys. We're in the transition of moving all of our stuff here. We'll probably be in the studio for a while.
Yeah.
And then
love it.
We will open up our own studio, and we're here in Austin, Tejas. And so far, so good. We're closing on the house this afternoon, Japes. So big day.
Big day.
Big day. Thanks for tuning in. Go to iTunes and not only subscribe, but hit the 5-star and leave a quick review. It'll help move us on up the charts. We're about to hit 1,100 reviews. So please go and do that today.
Heck yeah.
And last but not least, Drinking Bros Fake News will be live here in about half hour, 45 minutes. So tune in. We're on Drinking Bros Podcast. All of our shows in the media company are under this label on YouTube. So subscribe on YouTube and you can watch the video show with us every day. For Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. The Jables, I'm Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.